Oh, hi. What I was gonna do is I decided I'm taking a break from making an napkin. I really don't like to crochet, but I do it all the time because I don't have a job, so I'm a stay-at-home mom, and Christmas comes whether or not I can afford it or not. So to prepare for it, I'm crocheting a lot, and I've already finished one project and I'm working on the other, and I thought, well, that might be a fun thing. Let me find a place to prop this up. Is that gonna stay? And I thought to take a break, I could show you putting on my dentures because I was watching other people's denture videos, and I thought, hey, I could do that. Oh, well, I wish you could see what I have. I just bought this at the Dollar Tree. It's a little thing, and you open it up, and it's got your dentures. Well, I didn't get this one originally. Originally, I got another one from the dentist, but so the lady who took me made the comment that you got the limousine of denture care there, because I've seen a lot of other videos where people put their dentures like in a Tupperware. I'm gonna go get one because I'm thinking about using one myself, and I'll tell you why. Okay, you see, just a regular denture. A regular Tupperware. And the reason why I prefer that is because if you look, probably should have done this at the sink. Anyway, the reason why is, see, in this you have one on top of the other. And when you put in those tablets that they soak in, it always bothers me a little that one's on top of the other. I know it's a weird thing, but I might be a little bit OCD where I just like things to be a certain way. My husband makes fun of me because in our kitchen we have those lights where if you turn it on in one place, you have to turn it off, turn it on in the other one, and that turns it off. But it says on, and it bothers me. So I'll turn it on over there in the morning when I wake up, and when he leaves out the door this way, there's another light switch, and he'll flip the switch, and now we have to turn the light on by turning it off. So that bothers me. And he knows it does, and he does it on purpose sometimes just because he likes to see me all weirded out by it. Anyway, I was talking about my dentures, and that's why I like that, because see, you can see it. It's perfectly, you can see both of them. And I'm going to share a little tip just in case you don't ever watch the other video that the guy did. This is my favorite paste in the whole world. I bought like a 3-pack of it. Upside down. It's got scope in there, and the reason I like it is because sometimes what they call flashing, sometimes when you put the paste in the denture and you bite down so that it holds it up firmly in your mouth, and sometimes something goes over into your mouth and it tastes disgusting, and I'm like, I like this because it tastes good. I've used the other stuff because I don't have money. Well, the way I was introduced, they had this at the Dollar Tree. It's in smaller. Maybe I'll go get a smaller one. I'm back. See, here's the little teeny ones. These are for $1, but they didn't last very long before I used the silicone things to reline. My dentures fell out all the time, so I had to use a lot of this stuff. Now they fit fine. See, I'll show you. Just fine. They're not stuck in tight, but they're not falling down. They used to fall down. I'm sorry, I choked myself. I almost threw up because of this plate. You see, it's got like the plate on there. I have seen lots of people with dentures without them, and that's what I'm going to aim for. Once again, if I have a job. Right now I don't have a job, and I'm not going to get into that. But anyway, if I start making money and have dental insurance and stuff that I don't have now, and the government has decided, not government, I shouldn't say that because they're really good about that, but whoever decided, they decide, well, my family makes enough money, so I don't need to have it. But my husband doesn't include me in that. I am not allowed in any of his finances, and if I ask for money or if I use money, I'm stealing. When I thought the reason when you get married is you share things. But anyway, so I don't have the money to go buy things. When I got this, I had a job. Upside down again. And I bought a 3-pack of it, and it's going to last me for more than a year. I don't remember how much it was, but I was just noticing with this little one that it's still got enough in it to use a couple of times. So what I'm going to do, it's already at 6 minutes. Sorry, I didn't mean to make this so long. I'm just going to show you how I put it in. The thing, they say to do it like that. Can you see? Or is there a glare? This doesn't have it. Anyway, they say to go, that's the upper. You can't really see the upper. Oh, you can see my liner I did in it. You put this stuff in. It's kind of like paste, and you stick it in your mouth and you bite down on it, and it molds to what it needs to be so that it fits in your mouth and stays perfectly. Anyway, and then you take it out and let it sit for a while. The thing is, I bought a really, really cheap one. Once again, I explained to you my financial thing. I was trying to get the cheapest one, and it tastes terrible. And I don't recommend it. I mean, it even stings, and it says it's okay. On the packaging, it says it's okay if it stings a little. That scared me right there. I'm telling you, it's okay if it stings a little. I'll tell you, the first time I used it didn't sting, and I thought, oh, that's just one of those things. I feel like I'm always an exception anyway. But it didn't sting the first time, but the second time I did it, it stung. I still have some in there, and that's my bathroom where I just went. Anyway, in my bathroom I still have some more, so I can pull this out and do more, but because it tasted so bad, I want to use this alignment as long as I possibly can. Okay, on here, it said you go inside the, whatever you call that little indent where your teeth are, right around here. I don't know. There might be a term for it, but you go along in there. Okay, I'll tell you right now. My little tip, what I normally do, is I figured they only put those little implants in my bones, like right there and right there. So that's all I do is just put a dot. You can't really see. Maybe you can see where the little implants made little circles. So I know exactly where they are. Oh, another story I should tell you really quick. Well, not worried about quick right now. But do you see how there's that little dent right there? You see? What happened, and it was because I didn't really pay much attention to something I was warned. Well, I did pay attention, but then because my experience taught me differently, I thought I knew well. Don't ever think you know better. What it was when I went to go get my dentures, they were telling me, make sure you always do this take them out over the sink or somewhere. Because if you drop them, they're going to be slimy because they're coming out of your mouth. And you might drop them. And so at first I followed everything they say and was exactly obedient. And because I never had a problem, I thought, you know what, I don't really have to follow what they said. That was just maybe people who are clumsy. I'm not clumsy. I won't drop them. And you know what happened? It's the very first time I decided not to do it on the sink. I took my bottom one out, and then I tried to pop the top one out. It wouldn't pop out, so I pulling really hard and I couldn't get it. And then I put my thumb underneath on the back, trying to, right in here, trying to create a little slot. Kind of like I do when I open a can. I create a little air pocket or break the seal, make it go. And that's what I was trying to do. And when I did that, it fell out. And I was applying pressure with my thing. So I popped it and it went flying out of my mouth and landed on the ground and broke. And I heard it break and I was like, oh no, I've ruined my dentures. But it was just a little part up there, which is visible, and it bothered me at first. But all I did was take a nail file and I filed it. With, I know, bad thing to do probably, but that's what I had to do so it wouldn't, because it was like sharp. I don't know if you can see, but that little part right there was sharp and it was sticking up into my gums. And so I thought, well, I took a nail, there's nail clippers and there's a little thing that looks like a file on there, and I just took that and filed it down a little bit and made it rounded. So you can't really see it. Of course, I can't see anything right now because it's so bright in my eyes. That was hard to get out, and I don't even have any paste in. Okay, so back to my story. I got sidetracked again. I just put a little paste right where I can see those implants are. So I go 1, 2, and then on here they say to do it on the top. I don't know if that's even showing up. Clean and dry dentures. Well, I never dry them. I don't know. Are you supposed to dry them? I just usually flip them up in this little thing and shake them off and run them under the tap to make sure they're totally clean. And I want to get into that. I will if I make another video. So the top part that goes on the roof of your mouth, I call that the bridge. I'm just going to put one little dot right there. Actually, I was going to go across back and forth, and I said one dot, and then I thought, well, I've already started to go back and forth, so I'll just make one little line. Like I said, I don't really need that. So you can see what I did. Dot, dot, line. Isn't there pretty tight right now? It'll tighten up as it's making me kind of gag. Okay, it's starting to firm up now. It'll be in there really tight. I do the same thing at the bottom. Can you see where those little holes are? I just fill them in. I go dot, dot. And then that's usually enough to keep it in my mouth. And then you bite down, and it tastes so much better. I really, really, really like this. I was trying to pick something up with my left hand, and for a long time I was paralyzed on my left side, so I couldn't even use my left hand. So that's one of my physical therapy things, is try to do things with your left hand. And that's why I was trying, and I felt like I was down there for a long time trying to pick it up. Anyway, plug, I love the fact that this has scope in it. Anyway, and that's, now I have teeth, now I look just like a normal person. And it's funny, too, because a few days after I got my teeth, I had gone with a group of ladies somewhere. And anyway, we went to eat at it was the Old Grist Mill. It was in Brigham City. And we were sitting there eating. Everyone was telling stories about their dentures. They're like, oh, the one lady says, my mom wore dentures. You know what's funny about that? I'm like, I have no idea. She says, when we were kids and someone would come to the door, she'd say, oh, don't answer the door. Because she didn't have any teeth in her mouth. And I was thinking, yeah, I do that nowadays. Now the kids have just started answering the door themselves. They're like, Mom, while you get your teeth on, I'll go into the door. because I did the same thing. I hate answering the door, and I don't answer the phone. I don't do anything because I'm afraid, because I've heard videos of people who are challenged to talk without their dentures, and they can't be understood. And I was like, I probably sound really crazy on the phone, so I'm not going to answer it. And in the back of my mind, there's always that thing where if you have an interview, dress up, even if it's a telephone interview, because it'll put you in the right mindset to answer the question. So I think the same thing. I think if I feel like I'm slouchy and don't have my teeth in, I don't want to answer the phone, because that's just disrespectful. There's that, plus my idea of I just don't talk well. Anyway, these, I can feel them firming, and you can feel it when you leave them in for a while. I just said that just to firm them. Now, when I put the paste in, I can eat anything. There is nothing that I cannot eat, because they're tight enough. Did I tell you I'm thinking about switching to this? I'm not going to. You've been very, very loyal to me. You've been a great replacement. We bought that for my husband because he has dentures too. And he never used it. And I thought, well, if he's not going to use it, I am. Because mine broke. I'll tell you what broke on mine. See, it's already broke. One of them was broken on this one. Or it's this one that's broken. This one is not broken, but this one is broken. Anyway, they broke off so that this, see that part? That's one of the reasons why I'm not going to use it anymore. But I still have mine. It's white. And it's really nice. But like I say, because I want them sitting next to each other, and when I do the video taking these out, I'll show you what I saw. I learned a really incredible tip. And I'll show that in the next part. Maybe I'll pause the video. Alright, I'm back. And I'm showing you what I'm going to do, because this is from the Dollar Tree, and it comes with a lot of things. It's only $1. Everything's $1, and that store is so great. And I think they're a caring store, and they care about people who wear dentures, because it is expensive. And so that comes with, kills 99.9% of all bacteria. Wonderful. Odor-causing bacteria. And there's 20 tablets. So this will last at least 2 weeks. If you don't take it one day, that's 3 times 7, 2120. So if you don't take, you don't have to use these every single day. I usually do, but you don't have to. And I'm going to fill this up with water. And then, well, I can keep talking while I do that. I'm going to show you what I just saw someone else do. And I thought, oh, that is such a good idea. You learn so much through YouTube, because we're no longer just one weird person here or there. It's like, I never see anyone else who wears dentures. It's like I would know if they wear dentures anyway. Because people, like, when I tell them, I said, well, I have dentures, right? And they'll be like, no, I didn't know at all. I think it's obvious, because I know what I used to look like. But now that it's been about, I don't know, maybe 3-4 years since I got dentures. Maybe it's been longer. I don't know. I'm not keeping track. Okay, I got the tablet ready. I'm jumping ahead of myself. Okay. He was talking about this, and I have never done this before on video because it's so gross. But that guy, he did it. It was gross, and he did it. So I thought, well, maybe I can do it too. Anyway, you saw me put the paste on just a second ago, right? It comes off in the bottom. And there's still a little on my mouth, but it tastes good. This is the cheat that I think is so cool. You see there's paste in there, right? Plop it in. It wasn't that tight because I just put 2 little dots. And there's a little there, not much, but that's the thing he says, you can eat with that and you get all kinds of food and everything on there. Plop There, that's all you had to do. So, see, you can see those, how they're separate. I love that. Then you take one of those little tablets. See, before I was having to take a brush and clean them all out really well before they soak. But he was showing how you don't have to do that. And if you want, I will take them out of this container and put them in my mouth tomorrow. So you can see what they look like. You saw how they had some gummies, some gum stuff. I still have a little bit of it adhesive in your mouth, but it tastes good. And there is a tip I will give you right now for removing that. I usually drink some tea, because I had this right where I put those little dots. They didn't come out in my mouth. They didn't come out in the teeth. They're in my mouth right now. Those little dots. Normally it's like I used to use a whole lot before I did that realign. But anyway, so what I'll do is or hot cocoa you could use, but I usually drink tea. If I'm going to drink tea anyway, for my health, it kills two birds with one stone. Oh, that's very interesting. I can see as it breaks up. I wish I could show it. I could try. It's so interesting. There's little blue specks that they kind of are white, the whitening parts of it. They're attaching to pieces of my denture. And the teeth, you probably can't see now because of the bubbles. Anyway, I'm going to sit and watch that a little because it's very fascinating to me. So, I never finished saying about the hot cocoa or tea. The hot with it loosens it up and it dissolves it, and you can swallow it. It's not, I don't know what it says or recommends on here. I've never read it. If product oozes off your denture mouth, you are using too much. Poorly fitting dentures may impair your health. Did you know that? Do not use more. Oh. Well, it doesn't tell anything on this about if you get it. It doesn't hurt. It's not bad to swallow. That's what I was looking for. But it does say that it contains zinc. So, excessive and prolonged zinc intake is reported to be associated with serious health problems. Okay, well, I guess what they mean by that excessive is if you're taking a tube and squeezing it in your mouth because it tastes so good, or chewing it for gum, that's probably not good for you. Like I say, I don't normally eat it. I usually clean it all out of my mouth however I can, sometimes with a toothbrush. Sometimes I just swish hot tea or hot cocoa around in my mouth and then spit out. But the teeny little amount that I have in my mouth right now is so inconsequential. I don't think that's prolonged intake. My whole point is it's okay to swallow it. And when I take my dentures out of this little thing in the morning, they'll be all clean and white and ready to go again. And that extra step that I was always doing of scrubbing, I had this special toothbrush to clean up my dentures. And, that's just an extra step that I don't have to do. And when I saw his video, I thought, oh, you mean you don't have to do that? So we'll see. I myself have not ever done that, so I'll have to wait and see. But it's blue because it's whitening. They make kinds that can get rid of odors. If you have odors in your mouth, they get your teeth all clean so that your breath is fresh. That is, I think, the idea behind having scope in your adhesive anyway. I was in a class once where some somebody asked a man, what do you have in your mouth? It smells so good. And that one guy said, oh, he likes to put, I think it was, I don't know, some herb like thyme or something in his mouth. And I thought, oh, okay. So then maybe that's the idea behind having scope in your mouth. It'll make your breath smell good. I don't know. Not really worried about that at this point, but some women are concerned with things like how their teeth smell. They wear perfume and they don't want it to be interfered with. Whereas I'm like the same about makeup and perfume and clothing. I'm like, cover your body, brush your hair, brush your teeth, anything that's minimalist or easier, I seek after those things. Sorry, that was a bad quotation of Paul. Okay, that's it. This is getting really long. I thought maybe I can talk for half an hour, but I don't think so. Okay.